Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Pre-Match Muti. Man, what do we have here? We have the squad is back, but half the squad is back. I think some guys are still away on international duty, away on holidays, But we've got Wonga Denga, the Dengainator, the Dengasaurus. Look at him. That smile is as wide as, I don't know what, but...
you best believe it.
Wonga's smiling obviously because his team got a victory in the first game week. And then we've got Claudio, the man who is on tour. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos, some of the images. He was at Craven Cottage for the Liverpool game. How are you doing, gentlemen?
No, I'm good, man. You know me, I am too good right now. But again, I don't want to. I'm gonna learn from the previous season. It's only the first game, so we'll take it game at a time. But from what I'm seeing, I'm very excited. Very excited.
Claudio, how you doing, man? How you doing there in London? Tell us where you are. Tell us where are you reporting live from, because Claudio is on tour.
Yeah, I think as things stand, Selo, I'm actually at Battersea. This is right behind me. The reason why I know I should be facing the lights, but I just thought let me get this in a little bit here, because this is the Battersea power station. At one point, it powered the whole of London, and now it's become a bit of a tourist attraction, and they've rebuilt this area, so it's quite a nice place to be in. So I just thought, well, let's kick off with that. I think to your point, Selo, all the other guys still on preseason, possibly looking for other clubs, who knows? But we know they weren't match fit for this evening, and that's why there's only the three of us. We are the three starting gents, and we are the gents that are happy to be here. So thank you very much for accommodating us, Selo.
Love it, gents. Love it. We've got a jam-packed show, guys. We've missed you guys. So please make sure you comment in the comment section. And also, we've got some exciting news as well to share tonight. We'll probably share that at the start or at the end. So let me keep you guys waiting for a little bit. But yeah, it's good to see everyone in the comment section. Warren, how you doing, man? Aman, how you doing as well there? Pums, guys, love it. Come on, guys. Everyone just comment.
I do want to say this. I know Pums has been crying for the show and he's been waiting for a long time, but we've also got to have an off-season Pums. So please, thank you so much for being patient. But the other thing is, Wonga Denga, dude, in London right here, I mean, I've got 50 gigs of data just for $300. 50 gigs. I'm streaming this whole show just off my phone. It's easier for me to be anywhere and make this happen. This is what happens when you're this side of the world, guys.
Let's wait. Arjun and Dia have joined. Dia,
50
Claudio is reporting live from London. I don't know if you guys are in London, but it would be great if we had a picture of Christy, Claudio, Dia, Arjun, Aman, whoever is in London. Hit up Claudio on Discord, and maybe we can do a meetup, a Goalloungetv meetup in London as Claudio's on tour.
Dear, don't send me a message unless there's a private jet involved, okay? Let's just clear that out the way.
How's it going, Darren? Thank you for joining us. Darren should be.
Hey, what up, Darren?
With a bit of American accent, since he's now his coach is Jesse Marsh. But yeah, guys, it's good to see you all. Good to see everyone in the comment section. The off season is over, and yeah, guys, let's have a great season. I know my season hasn't started the way it's supposed to, but listen, it's only one game, 37 games to go. Let's go. It's going to be a good one. Wonga is smiling. I want to see Wonga smile for as long as possible, because when he gets disappointed, it will be even better, guys. Like how it was last season, where Wonga was so happy, and then Spurs at the last minute got top 4, and Wonga was demoralized, and he went into hiding. But yeah, Dia says, oh my God, I am in London too, but I'm heading back to college day after. Let's see if we can make something happen. Oh, that's great. Claudia, you got the message. You might be on a private jet to America.
Hey, if we need to cover the MLS, I'll do it. Goal Lounge is on tour. We are here. We were outside Craven Cottage last week. We got to see some of the Liverpool players. We also got to see Mitrovic after scoring 2 goals in his debut. By the way, guys, everyone said Mitrovic can't do it in the Premier League. He is back and he's scoring goals, and it's good to see him. If you don't have him in your fantasy league, do it at your own peril.
No, I love it. 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 No, let's get the show going. So we're gonna start with a club update, guys. Just in terms of what's happening at each person's club, if there is any incomings and outgoings. So we'll start with Wonga. Wonga, is there any more incomings? Is Yuri Tillemans coming to Arsenal or not?
Yeah, well, as far as I know, that's not clear. I think at the moment, I think if you're looking at can you guys hear me? Firstly, number one.
Yeah, we can do.
Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so no, I think if you're looking at our defense, we got back Saliba. I think Tomiyasu. I think he's also just recovered from an injury, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's also Tierney as well, who's also come back. And I mean, you saw that by the way we started on the weekend. I think only the two guys were regulars, and that was in Gabriel and White. But White has to play on the right hand side. But Saliba and I think with Saliba there playing in the middle, if we get a Tomiyasu fit, I think then and if you get a Tomiyasu fit and we get a Tierney fit, I think then it leaves us at the defense. We've got options, you know. In the midfield, I've said it many times. I'll keep on saying it. I think we can do a little bit better with the Xhaka selection. But I mean, we did win the game on the weekend, and I think, Mikel Arteta will continue to do that.
Wait, sorry, what is that? What is that? Did you win the game or win the league? Because it looked like all the Arsenal fans are celebrating the league is theirs. Is that
This guy, bro. I'm just
It's
saying.
premature. It's premature, man. You know.
No. Listen.
They're getting too
But
excited.
this is what I'm trying to say. I'm saying the Xhaka thing is for me is I think if we can get a better player in that position, I think we'll see a bit more consistency with our results. I mean, last year Xhaka when he played against Liverpool, red card, game downhill. When he played against Man City, red card, and Man City was more vital points that time, and that opened the game up completely, you know. But look, I'm not saying it's coming home. I'm just saying I think if we're looking at it, I think we need to put something. We need to definitely put something in the midfield. I don't think relying on Xhaka.
So basically, Wanga, what you're basically saying that Xhaka is the difference between Arsenal winning the league and coming fourth.
No, I don't. I think it could make a big difference, Silo. I think it could make a big difference.
But how many positions? How many positions on the log does it make a difference? Is it 1 position, 2 positions, 3 positions?
Look, look for him. It won't be him alone. I think our defense, like I said, I think our defense is fine. In the midfield, I would say change the Xhaka, and then up front, we've got a Gabriel Jesus. Is it enough? He had a good. I mean, when people have had good off seasons, he had a good preseason.
Hold up. What about the guy who took the number 14 jersey? So now we're just disrespecting ENQUIRIES, the man who was banging at the end of the season. So you're saying like there's only Gabriel Jesus. But it's all good. Let's go to Merseyside.
I forgot about ENQUIRIES, and I forgot that got given that number.
Go to Merseyside. Merseyside, what's happening in Merseyside? There's obviously an injury to Thiago. Are you worried?
No, not worried. I think it's the same thing every season with regards to Liverpool. They go out, they get their transfers early, they get the work done, and then when there's 1 or 2 hiccups, people panic and they say, no, have Liverpool done enough? Are they good enough to compete? And so I think when we're looking at Darwin Núñez, we know what he brings to the table. Is he technically gifted as Mane? No, he's not. But will he bang in the goals? Yes, he will, which is why they've signed him. Something different up front. We've seen the touches. He's got that fortuitous nature with the ball just going into the back of the net. So that's why he's there. They brought in the other players like Fabio Carvalho, who, by the way, came from Fulham. And I think technically, when we're looking at the technicalities of players, Fabio I actually thinks actually a better player than Darwin Núñez, but he's still young and he's got a lot to offer. So he's a nice player to have in and amongst the squad and will do some damage if given an opportunity. I know he's young, so they keep him in the background, take the pressure off his shoulders, but he will have a part to play, no doubt. And then there's, of course, Calvin Ramsey. We needed cover at left back, and he's come in and he's provided that cover. Obviously, also player learning his trade, but the likelihood of him having to step in isn't something that they have planned, and it's not something we should expect unless there's an unnecessary injury to Robertson. But yes, there is a lot of talk about the whole Thiago sort of injury, and do we have enough in midfield with regards to Keita being injured, Keita being sick, Chamberlain being injured, and the rest of it. But I think Liverpool are okay, and I think they're going to stick to their guns, and they'll only make a signing if there's a player they believe that they can work with.
So what did you say? With Keita being sick or Keita being overage? Which one is it?
Old man syndrome. Walking with a walking stick is what you're actually saying.
Yeah, we need to do some crowdfunding for
okay. Guys, but fans must speak. And I'm not even saying we're going to win the league. I'm just saying it's a good start. That's what I'm saying.
Let's see what are they saying in the comments. Arjun saying, Claudia, he's they're in Kensington. Claudia, where are you? Claudia, which part of London are you?
At the moment, I'm in Battersea, but I have been staying in Richmond. So
you heard that.
Don't stalk me. Don't stalk me, but yes, we can meet up somewhere close by.
So he's in Battersea right now, but he's been staying in Richmond. Warren says, Wonga, it's coming home, haha. Darren saying, Leeds are done in the market unless a great opportunity comes up, as per JC's press conference this afternoon, which is interesting. I watched that press conference. Jesse Marsh was basically saying to the media that don't say it's my signings, because it's not my signings. Yes, some of the players have played for him at other clubs, but they are Leeds signings. And he's telling the reporters, please say they are Leeds signings. Then Arjun is saying, Arsenal fans every year love this game. Darren saying Aronson needs to be in your FPL, guys. That's the guy who scored on the weekend. That's a tip, guys. Pum's Virgil was a shocker this weekend. He had an on and off game. I watched the game in a pub with the Liverpool game. But yeah, he was not. I'm just not gonna say he was exposed by Mitrovic, but Mitrovic obviously gave him some headaches there. And then Warren says, "Look, gotta spice up that background guy. Claudio is showing you guys up hard." Hey man, guys, there was no show while I was in Barcelona and in Portimao. So if there was a show, I would have been reporting live from Barcelona and Portimao, but there was no show.
Green screen. Green screen.
Hey man. Hey. I was on tour as well. I was on tour. They forgot about my tour, but it's okay.
Dear, this isn't the real Battersea power station. This is a green screen. This is what I'm trying to tell Silo. He's just not getting it.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Dear, yes, that is the Battersea power station. Claudio loves all these monuments and all of that. And yeah, Arjun says you're 20 minutes from us. Perfect. How's it going, Louis? Yeah, man. Let's chat about the other team that's on the show, Man United. So with us, yeah, man. Yeah, hey, what a mess. What a mess. But I think any football club or any organization that you come into, no matter who you are, as a leader, you come into an organization that's in disarray. Things will just change immediately. Wonga, are you okay there, brother?
Keep going there, Silo. Keep talking about your horrible team. You know, people want to hear. Want to hear it straight from your mouth. If a team is in disarray, guys, or an organization is in disarray, the person who comes in can't just change things immediately. They need to take some time, but I think it's going to need a lot of time because things are all over the place right now. Yeah, but I don't know if who's coming and going. We are linked with every single possible player that's available in Europe, but also interestingly, we are linked to all the players in Europe who would be cheaper alternatives. So players with 1 year left on their contracts, older players, you know, players who are about to leave their clubs, or players whose clubs want to let them go. So I think that kind of tells you the story in terms of the club and their finances, that the funds aren't really there. They said the funds are there, but if the funds were there, we would have a net spend of 100 million plus. But our net spend has been 50. Yeah. But Silo, you're talking about them spending and the funds. Do you not think it's also the case of the fact that the players just don't want to go to United? To be honest, I mean, you got this whole thing with De Jong at Barcelona. They've been pursuing him the whole summer, and now suddenly Chelsea are going to step in and sweep that right from under you.
Nah, that's a different story. That's a different story. If you're a footballer and you owed 17 million pounds from your current club, won't you try and get your 17 million pounds before trying to leave?
Okay, but no. But Chelsea are saying they're going to come in and they'll still compensate the player for that. So United aren't even saying that. And when we're looking at Raboy, he's also saying some wage demand issues there, Man United, which is quite interesting.
No, he wants to get the same. He wants to get the same salary that he's getting at Juventus, which is I think 7 million euros net. So I think man, it's more of a poor negotiations from Man United in terms of certain things. I think the De Jong one, we were sleeping in terms of the fact that wages part. Now Chelsea's willing to pay the wages, and we probably weren't willing to pay those wages that he's owed, right? And that's the part where you're kind of sleeping and saying that if the manager really wants this guy, that extra 17 million, let's do it, but maybe we'll give him lower wages, for instance, right? So let's say De Jong's agent wants 400,000 pounds, right? They need to reduce it to maybe, let's say, 300,000 pounds, and then still pay the 17 million pounds to him for in the wages that he's owed, right? So yeah, hey man, I think it's obviously a lot's going on, but I think also negotiating, man, it's poor negotiating. I think also the biggest mistake that Man United have done this year is firing Ralf Rangnick. Ralf Rangnick had a blueprint. He's got the connections.
What are you joking now? You're being serious?
No, I'm saying his consultancy role. For the consultancy role. They fired him for his consultancy role, but he actually had a blueprint. He was recommending players. Like, you know that Ralf Rangnick recommended Julian Alvarez that went to Man City. He recommended Man United sign him in January. He already recommended in January that we would sign him. So he's already had a list of players that he wanted to sign for Man United. Some Leipzig players as well that he wanted to sign, like Nkunku's as well. But listen, John Murta and Richard Arnold didn't like the way he was handling himself in front of the media, and they felt that he was going to be too much of a nuisance, and they got rid of him, which was poor, because what then happened is that Erik ten Hag came in, looked at what the scouts had at Man United, and said, guys, I don't like these players. I don't like the players that you presented to me. Let's start from scratch. And that's what he did. He started from scratch. And then he's obviously that guy's walking casually.
He knows what's happening here, and he's trying to get a goal lounge appearance. So you got to pay for that. What's wrong with you? You see that? He's trying to get it. No, but he needs to come back, and he needs to, royalties. Oh, wow. Gents, come on.
Wow.
But anyway, United's complete shit show at the moment.
But we can chat about other clubs.
No. Don't change the topic, Silo. Let's keep it on United for a second, because it's an interesting topic. You've got a new man in there. Ten Hag's doing his thing. In preseason, United fans were getting nice and loud. They were getting proud. Performances are looking good. He looks very good on paper. And also behind the scenes, Ten Hag looks like the man of steel that the club needs. But at the end of the day, he's still working with the shit that was there. And it doesn't matter where you go. Shit smells the same in any country, in any place, in any club. And he's got to work with shit.
Shit smells where? What did they say?
Country smells the same. It smells the same. Shit is the same. It doesn't matter where you go. That's true.
No, man. Listen. So I think at the end of the day, guys, it's a matter of the captain of the ship has changed, right? But the ship has not changed. You know what I mean? So the fact that the ship has not changed, guys, I think that obviously will not be an easy journey for him as a captain of the ship. I think it will take time, as I said, but I think it obviously doesn't bode well for the club. The fact that your rivals for the top 4 position are already they are more organized. Spurs and Arsenal are more organized, and then Chelsea's obviously a bit late to the party, but I think they're even more organized than Man United, and they're splashing the money. They're splashing the money, 63 million in Cucurella, which I think is overpriced. Wow, 63 million for a left back after paying 50 for Chilwell. So that's 111, 113 odd on left backs. But let's see what happens. The window is still open. Let's see what happens between now and the end of the window. But right now, I'm not too confident in terms of the hierarchy at Man United.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been the same problem for How long? So it's just one of those things. What do you do as a fan, Man United fan? You sit back, are you watching attentively, hoping for the best, like Arsenal fans, like Liverpool fans have done in the past years? Where's your headspace at now, Silo? Like, what are you hoping for out of the season? What do you think? I mean, you take the whole Ronaldo sort of transfer fiasco. Now he's staying because no one wants to touch him. You've got the situation of a new manager who has to deal with all these things. Realistically, what are you hoping for?
I'll chat to you at the end of the window. I'm being honest, Claudio. You know what? The thing is, right, is with the players from last season. Okay, let me say with McFred in midfield, I don't trust those two players in midfield. So I cannot be confident about the season if the midfield is those two players. The problem with those two players is that them together is the worst possible midfield in the Premier League. Take them apart and put one of them with someone else who maybe is more complementary. You've seen Fred play for Brazil. He plays for Brazil with Fabinho. He plays for Brazil with Casemiro. You know what I mean? So I think that in itself shows you that he has potential. He's a decent player. But when he's paired up with McTominay, it's actually rubbish. So yeah, man. Let's see what happens at the end of the window. We still 19, 20 days until the window closes. So let's see what happens on the 31st. Let's see what's Aman's talking about Knightley. The guy wants to apparently buy United. Let's see, guys. He's talking about a consortium, but we don't know who's in this consortium. So let's see what happens. But I did see the video. Apparently, in the 80s, he wanted to do the same thing, but was all talk, no action. So let's see what happens. But yeah,
but
it's interesting.
Can I just put in my 2 cents there? But United,
no, Wonga, you're late to the party, brother. The train's already gone.
Just 2 seconds. I honestly feel Man United is going to have a difficult season. They have to change, just like your previous manager was saying, 10 players, maybe even. I don't think
they fired and they fired him.
I mean,
they fired him because it's too honest.
There's no way Man United is winning anything with their current squad. There's no ways.
100%.
There's no ways.
You can't win anything.
I don't even think they won't even make Europe.
You can't win anything with that midfield. That midfield, guys, the midfield is the most important part of a team, guys. So if your midfield is not functioning properly, how are you going to win? So listen, guys, we lost Pogba and Matic. Two midfielders.
You tried replacing them with Rabiot and Arnautovic.
Two midfielders.
And those are panic buys even.
Two midfielders who at least offer something. Who offer something, guys. You know what I mean? Who can make mistakes, right? Any player can make mistakes. But at least you can see
what I'm saying is that
offer. So you know what Pogba offers, you know what Matic offers, but I actually don't know what McTominay offers. I really don't. I don't know what he offers. I think I'm a better midfielder than McTominay. I think I should pack my bags and get a work permit and go to Old Trafford.
Well, Celo, before you do that, I mean, we are here, and I can possibly send a fax. If they do faxes, I'm assuming Manchester United is still operating faxes, hence the issues they're having with the scouting department. But when we're looking at the sort of Premier League predictions and where we're at with everything, I mean, Wonga's pixelated on my side. You must just catch a plane and come over here to London. I think the Wi-Fi is cheaper there. Wonga, how are you doing? You all right there?
Yeah, I'm good for now.
You're good. All right, guys. Premier League predictions.
Wonga's not good. I think Wonga still have some preseason fatigue, man. He's got some off-season fatigue, man. He's not match fit. He's not match fit. Wonga's not match fit today.
But right, just bringing it back, just reading it back in here, Wonga. When we're looking at it, we've got a Premier League prediction, and normally what we do is we do it before the start of the season. We've obviously missed the first week, so technically you could argue we're cheating a little bit because we've got to see how the teams performed on opening day and whether or not that will sway your decision. That's a curious one. But Wonga, what are your predictions for the top 4? I mean, I suppose you can say top 6 in this scenario because there are more teams arguably on paper.
Nah, guys, what's most important is the top 4, guys.
So top 4. We start from number 4 or
number 1, man.
Look, I think it'd be interesting to also see Chelsea if they're able to get these last 2 transfers of theirs. But currently, as things stand and as the team stand, I think I'll go from number one. I'll say Man City takes number one spot again. And number two, I would say, I just think Liverpool. I mean, the way the team is united. I don't think. Yeah, they'll have to. What's his name is not there. Mine is not there, but I think they definitely take a second spot. My team is still might be another tight race. At number three, I think a Chelsea can get in there. Chelsea could even go second if they're able to even get their signings. I mean, they could even compete for first if they're able to get their signings. And fourth, people are saying, look, I see Aman says number 4, Arsenal. I wouldn't want to get my hopes up, but if you're looking at Tottenham as well, you've got a Harry Kane, you've got a Son there, they've got that Kulusevski on the right as well. If those guys are able to stay fit all season, and they've got a manager like Conte on them, and Conte looks like he's still bringing in more signings. They've managed to sign a Perisic. He's not even playing at his normal position, but we'll see how that goes. But Tottenham even look a strong team as well. And if they're firing at Tottenham, as much as I hate to admit it, they're probably going to be better, more consistent than Arsenal. The league.
No, Wonga. Just to correct you, they will be more consistent than Arsenal this season.
Might. Tottenham boy. We'll see. Might. But yeah, I think Tottenham.
They have the
just
better
to be on the
manager.
safe side, Tottenham take a fourth spot.
They have
and
the
Arsenal
better
might
manager.
just still be in Europe again.
At number 5.
But Man United are nowhere near there. Nowhere near. Man United maybe top 8.
Top 8. Do you reckon?
What's your top 4?
My top 4. Look, I can't disagree with what Arman said, and he's actually got it, because this is exactly what I had written down. I got City for number 1, Liverpool for number 2, Spurs number 3, and Arsenal. I mean, I also like what Pums is saying here. Outside shot for Spurs to even nick the title. There's a possibility there, because if there's one thing that Conte is going to do this season, he's going to compete for something, and there's something he's going to go all the way to the end with. Whether that's the league title, which he's very good at doing, he knows how to win a league, or it's a cup. Obviously, if you got to choose between one of them, this is the Premier League, so it is tougher, but it is something he knows how to do because he's done it before. So don't write them off yet. But I mean, I'm still going to go with the City, Liverpool, and Spurs just because of the two squads in City and Liverpool. And when you're looking at Haaland at Man City and what they've done, and when you consider, I know you're talking about money being spent, Wonga, in terms of Chelsea spending the money that they've spent. They obviously, new owners come in. He wants to make a bit of a statement, Todd Bewley, and he wants to say, look, there's still money here. But now he's overspending for average players, in my opinion. £62 million for Cucurella at left back. When you consider what Man City did with Haaland at 56 million, yes, agent dies, 56 million release clause amongst all the rest of it. However, that when you compare the two, and I just think Haaland up front is going to be absolutely ruthless, real game changer for Man City. So I think they're going to be unstoppable there. But Arsenal, don't write them off. I think Arteta is a manager learning his trade. He has learned from the best in Pep Guardiola, or one of the best at the very least. And I think he's trying to build a team that are playing for each other. And I think that will tell, and that will help them get across the line with regards to the top 4. But whether or not they beat Spurs, I just don't think it's going to happen, especially when you consider last season and you look at the performances they put in against the City and Liverpool. Spurs robbed points from those two teams. So if they really play their cards right, and to your point, if they are more consistent.
Robbed points.
They sat deep. They did nothing. They didn't play football. They robbed. They stole.
Guys, can you please respect tactics and not call it robbed points? They earned the 3 points. They earned
what I call them. So they were
robbed.
tootsies. They stole those things, and they can steal some more, is what I'm saying. So watch out for them. But I think Arsenal are going to be. So it's all about the consistency, and also Kane. Whether or not Kane wants to play this season, he didn't start too well last weekend. 4 goals, not one Kane goal, guys. Fantasy league, change that boy. Get him out of there.
He's never. Yeah, I made that mistake last season. I didn't put him in my team this season. But listen. I think Aman has hit the nail on the head in terms of his predictions for the top 4. I think those are my predictions as well, which is similar to yours, Claudio. Just purely on the City aspect, I think yes, City have lost some players in terms of Zinchenko. I think Zinchenko is going to be a big miss in terms of adding that extra oomph sometimes when you're coming off the bench or when you're starting certain games. But I think the Haaland signing is a game changer. I know people were laughing at him in the Community Shield when he missed some chances, but guys, that guy is a machine. He's a goal scorer. Confident boy. I think that's the most important thing. Very confident. So I definitely think that that prediction of Man City, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal will be the one that stays true. I think Man United are too far back into their process and their project to even be looking at top four. I think they will miss out on top four and potentially probably even sixth place, to be honest, because right now we need to be realistic. And yeah, I think Spurs, Wonga, just unfortunate. I think I believe more in Antonio Conte as a manager than I would ever believe in Mikel Arteta. I think Conte knows what he wants out of a team. He's made the right signings that will complement his team. You know, Richarlison is a good signing. You know, Busuma's a good signing. You know what I mean? So they've made the right. They made. You know, Perisic will come off the bench for experience. You know, because Sessegnon starts. So I think it just shows, man. Kulusevski is going to have a full season. Benteke is also going to have a full season. Romero has been a good signing as well, and Eric Dyer is reincarnated, man. So I think, but listen, Wonga, I think the most important thing,
you also got another one there.
Your team needs to be top four, you know, and I think you guys can make the top four, but between you and Chelsea, it'll be a tough one.
So, gents, just to comment on Darren, he gave a top 7, not a top 4. He looked at Chelsea, which is quite an interesting one. He said Man City first, Liverpool second, Spurs third, Arsenal coming in 4th, Chelsea 5th, Man United somehow 6th, but then Newcastle sneak into 7th. What do you guys think in terms of if you've got to go with Newcastle or Brighton at the moment? I mean, Silo, you got to witness Brighton firsthand next week. Do you think they can be consistent enough throughout the whole season?
No.
They're doing things there, boy.
No, man. For number 7,
they play against Man United, boy.
No, for number 7, we talk about. Yeah, but they beat you last season. So what you gonna say?
Hey, this is a new season, bro. You got Saliba there at the back. Because Man United are gonna struggle.
But Wonga, can we talk about that, man? Now I don't understand your club, man. Now I said I couldn't understand last season and the season before that you guys had this very good centre back, one of the best under 21 centre backs in Europe, and then you don't let him play. You send him on load. But listen, we'll talk about that another day. But I don't understand Arsenal. It's a waste. He's a better defender than Ben White, but you paid 50 million for Ben White. But
that's the truth. I never understood it, but
yeah.
now they, you know what's funny is they spent 50 million on Ben White. Now they're sticking him out to try and teach him to play right back. That's problematic. That is probably an area they're looking.
That's another thing. I mean, he's not for me. Like from what I watched on the weekend. Obviously, it's one game, but Gabriel and Saliba have to start week in, week out there in the middle. When Tomiyasu is also a good player. For me, Ben White doesn't start on the right hand side there. Tomiyasu has to be there when he's fit. So it'll be interesting to see basically what happens to Ben White.
Yeah,
maybe they put him in goals. I don't know.
Hey, Claudia, you okay? I hear a siren in the background there.
That's on the other side of the river.
Oh wow! Okay.
How was he hearing that? I can't hear that even. That's how low the volume is.
My ears are. But yeah, guys, let's talk about the predictions for this weekend. We've got first game. We've got Arsenal versus Leicester City. The future Arsenal boy Tillemans playing against his future employers. What's your predictions for this one, Wonga? Just give us a bit of your Wonga magic in terms of your predictions and a bit of a story around your predictions.
Okay, so look, I think Arsenal again. If a Tomiyasu, he gets like Amani is saying, he gets injured a lot. If we start the same defense, I think we do make it against the Leicester. I think Leicester still have a goal always to concede in them. So I think that's a good thing for us. Arsenal also have a good defense there. It's looking good. Let's see if they can do that second game. But again, Leicester, I think with good players in the team, are going to try, and with the Brendan Rodgers there, you know how he's played. They're going to definitely try and prove, that they're not how can I put it? They're not going to fall off their expectations last year. Last year they were completely off it, you know. But I think Arsenal. I think an Arsenal coming out of last season, coming into this season with their new players, I would think they're a bit more stable than Leicester. I think it will be a challenge, more of a challenge for Leicester than it would be for an Arsenal. But Arsenal would need to win this one, and I think they do. I think we do win it. I would say 2-0. I say we keep a clean sheet.
Clean sheet. Darren
Won't
says
be easy,
1-0
but I think we keep a clean sheet.
Darren says 1-0 to Arsenal. Aman says 1-1. Arjun says 1-0 to Leicester, and obviously
Aman is not a Man United supporter. He's an Arsenal hater.
Tilliman's goal in the 93rd minute. Pum says 3-1 to Arsenal because Casper's gone. Claudio, what's your predictions for this one?
Oh yeah, and Casper.
Yeah, look, I think I avoided the all or nothing sort of documentary from Arsenal for good reason. But there were some cool highlights to come out from Arteta, and I think Arteta, you know, as much as I joke and I say Patrick Vieira is the future Arsenal man, but I think Arteta can do something there, and he's building some things. I don't see them dropping points. On the other end, I think Leicester are desperate to hang on to what they have. I think we know Brendan Rodgers can be a bit of a farce. He's struggling, and I think they're going to have a tough season this season. So I'm going to have to go with an Arsenal victory, and I'm actually going to say 3-0 victory to Arsenal.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's an interesting prediction and very, very, very convincing.
Guys, because I've been walking around in London and I'm seeing Arsenal shirts everywhere. No one here has been deterred by the Arsenal factor. These people are gunners, left, right, and center. They are gunners, boy. They're shooting things.
Just believe it, bro. Just believe it.
Okay, so we're saying Arsenal's the biggest team in London.
From what I've seen, but the family club, the real family club here in London is Fulham.
The others are hiding.
Now you're only saying that Fulham because you're wearing a Fulham jersey on Saturday, apparently.
No, that's a proper dude. You know, you just advice to anyone who ever comes to the UK and wants to just. If your team is playing Fulham, you don't even try and get tickets anywhere else. Try and get tickets at Craven Cottage because the likelihood of you getting tickets is quite high. But then also the possibility of seeing the players afterwards outside the stadium because it's such a small ground and you see them come out of the stadium. You can see them. So that's how we got the footage. So if anyone wants to do that, you're welcome. It's a nice little tip from GoalLoungetv.
No, I love it. You heard that, guys. Claudio on tour, you heard that, guys. Just watch out for the footage, guys, on social media. If you haven't seen it already, he got some nice snaps of Robertson and Henderson. Oh, sorry, Robertson and Adrian getting into a little bit of a combi there. He's got Fabinho walking into the ground. He's got some Fulham players as well signing some shirts. He's got some interviews of Fulham supporters as well, which is great, guys. So just look out for that on our social media pages. Claudio on tour, lovely, guys. It's on our Goalloungetv page. But I think with this game, I'm going to say Arsenal is going to win, but I am going to give Leicester a goal. So I'll say 2-1 to Arsenal.
All right. So
okay, let me see. No more predictions. I think the next game, Brighton versus Newcastle. By the way, guys, our beloved coach Nick, he's coaching his team, University of Pretoria in the Varsity Cup. That's why he's not here tonight. So they play every single Thursday. If you are able to watch them on the TV or in Pretoria, go out and support Nick and his charges there in the Varsity Cup. But yeah, Wonga, let's start with you.
Selo, I just want to answer Pum's question. He was asking where was the bus, and I'm assuming you're asking where was the Liverpool bus. So what they actually do, and what they did was the players that we saw, they obviously stayed behind for either treatments or interviews. So they had secret sort of Ubers on the side, there's Uber vans, and then they actually had the bus come around the front. I've actually got footage of the bus. So they make it seem like all the players are getting onto the bus, and then they decoy that, and the guys come out around the back. So I do have footage of the bus as well, Pums. But anyway, as you were there, Settle.
Please share that on the socials as well, so the Pums and the others can see that, guys. Guys, we're getting A-grade footage, guys, top tier, guys. I didn't see it on Saturday because I was busy. As always, but I saw it during the course of the week. Lovely footage there. Wonga, what do you have for this game between Brighton and Newcastle? Wonga's looking at his stats on SofaScore, by the way. When he looks down, he's looking at SofaScore. So what's the prediction for this one?
Yes, I want to get all my notes in order. So I think if I look at, I think even with the Brighton, I mean, even if you I mean, with Newcastle, you're not looking at the very far back with them. I think with them, it's what's happened recently is this takeover, and I think the players also buying into into the manager's philosophy. I mean, you've seen the way they played the last few games, and I told you last year I would have backed them any time of the week, and to put a goal in the net, and it actually I proved right with that one. And I think even this year as well, I've also listened to Callum Wilson. He's fit again, and he's on a mission. He says he definitely wants to play he wants to play in the World Cup. He wants to make the team. He wants to be in that squad. He wants to be in the England squad. And I've struck of his ability, and with a goal like that, I think he can do it. And I think a Brighton might, just because of that, even I think a Brighton ends up behind Newcastle because of that. And I don't think they're gonna. Were people very critical of Man United? I think yes, Man United did play poor on the weekend, but I think Brighton also did their part as well to put the goals in the net. But I think Newcastle will take it one game at a time, and I think they can. They've got the players, and I think they've still got that belief in them. That they can actually. I mean, I don't know what their plans are, but Brighton they have to beat if they're trying to make more than top 10.
Yeah, no.
I'd give it a 2-1, a 2-1 to Newcastle.
No, perfect. I see in the comment section, the Pums is saying 1-0 to Newcastle. Darren saying 1-1.
Callum Wilson to score.
Arjun is saying 1-1 as well there. And then Arman is saying 2-0 to Newcastle. Claudia, what's your predictions?
Yeah, I mean, Wonga's hit the nail. It's the Wilson factor. Can they keep him fit? If they can keep him fit, they've always got a goal there. And what Eddie Howe did when he came in, especially towards the last end of the season, is keeping clean sheets. So he's really trying to build something defensively. So it's quite interesting when you consider his approach when he was at Bournemouth. It was always going forward positively and see if they could get goals. So that's going to be an interesting factor. I think it shows growth in his sort of managerial style as well. So there's always a huge upset there. We know what Brighton like to do. They like to keep the ball. They like to play in triangles and, play in between the gaps and midfield players. I think a big player for anyone fantasy, at least in the next coming weeks, if you don't have the player already in your squad, it's the gentleman who plays for Brighton. And the man, Selo, very well, Selo. Very well. What's his name there? What's his name, Selo?
Danny Welbeck.
Which one?
No. Come on. I know that's a Man United version. Come on. The man who did the damage on the weekend. Come on.
I don't know who scored. I don't know today.
Silo, what is this?
I was at a bachelor weekend, man. I was too busy, bro. Sorry.
Fine, no one can help me. Yeah, but anyway, I'm talking about Danny. I'm talking about Gross there. The man. What they're doing is with Danny Welbeck up front, they're playing Gross and Lalana just behind him. And what this man does really well is he takes up the positions quite well, especially in back posts. So what he's going to do is he's always going to be lurking in the background, and he'll get those tap-ins, those 2 tap-ins that he got there for him. So I think it's a fair prediction in terms of the comments of the gents. They know what they're talking about in terms of stalemate. And I'm actually going to say Brighton playing at home. I'm leaning towards them because they're going to have a lot of the possession. But Newcastle United are going to make it tricky at home. So I'm going to go with a draw, and it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Interesting there. So I think I just want to touch on what Amanda said there. He honestly thinks that you had to win this poor, as people said, and I think he's very right in that. I think Man United had a couple of chances that they just didn't convert, and I think I agree with him. They were all over Brighton in that second half, and I think it was just 2 lapses in concentration that kind of cost them, but doesn't take away from Brighton obviously making sure of that victory. But yeah, I think Newcastle in such a game, guys, they've got the momentum. Bruno Guimaraes is obviously such a good player, and I think with his midfield partnership with Joelinton and Willock is obviously flourishing or starting to flourish even more. And they're gonna make some more signings in the transfer window. There's apparently linked to some Portuguese player or a player from Benfica. Let me say rather. Let me not assume it's Portuguese. But I think let's give this a 1-1 just because Newcastle aren't at home. If they were at home, I was going to give it to Newcastle, so it's a 1-1 for this game.
Selo,
sorry guys. I just need to refuel, guys. Sorry.
Mr. Devil's Peak himself. Wonga Denga, you want to tell the people? Christy's asking a question here. How do I join the GLTV Fantasy League? You want to answer that?
Oh, that's well. What did you do? I would go to the recent post you just posted now on Instagram. I would go there.
Okay, guys, let's.
What is the code?
Wait, Wonga wasn't ready for that, guys. Well, let's go. Take two.
All right, take two. Selo, you take the reign here. So how do they join the fantasy league there, the Goal Lounge Fantasy League? And also, what's at stake for the Goal Lounge Fantasy League?
Guys, we've got some exciting news for you. We have secured a partnership with Classic Shirts ZA. They are a seller of Premier League and all football jerseys, new jerseys and classic jerseys. So we've partnered up with them. The winner of our fantasy league gets a jersey of their choice from whichever team they support. And we also have something for everyone else. We've got a discount code of 99 Rand off your next purchase on Classic Shirts ZA. But how do you get that discount, guys? How do you get that discount? You need to be an existing follower on Instagram or Twitter, or be a new follower on Instagram or Twitter. So you heard that right, guys. And also, we'll throw in a Goalloungetv shirt as a bonus for the GL for the fantasy prize, guys. But yeah, how to join the fantasy league, guys? Just go into your fantasy league, type in the league code, which is on the screen there, UO3BBI. Alternatively, you can go to our social media pages and you can also find that code there as well, guys. So yeah, guys, let's make it happen. Let's make it fun. Let's make it enjoyable. And the winner obviously gets a nice prize, guys. A Goalloungetv shirt and a jersey of your prize. But yeah, as I said, guys, to get the code, you heard what you must do. Just follow us. If you're already following us, request the code, guys, in the DMs. And
also look at this.
DMs.
Look at this. Christy wearing a Liverpool shirt, but then asking, can she get a Fulham shirt? You see, she goes to Craven Cottage and then suddenly bang. Hey.
Wow, Christy. But yeah, guys, that's how you join the fantasy league. Sorry. Next game, Man City versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth had a good start to the season with a victory in their first game against Villa. Wonga, what do you think of this game? Just give us a quick fire prediction, Wonga.
Yeah, just wanted to say, yeah, look, Haaland, the way he's playing, I think definitely, to give the other guys, no disrespect to the guys who were there last season, he definitely finishes in top 3 top goal scorers. The way if he's playing like that every game, very aggressive runs forward, looks like he wants to score everything, you know. If they can find him, they've got quality sitting in the midfield to find him all the time. And he's could find loose balls there. So I think he'll score a lot of goals. And I think this game against Bournemouth, shame for Bournemouth to play them now. I think it's going to be, I'll be nice and say 3-0 to Man City, but it could be more.
What's your prediction there?
I think Darren and I are on the same WhatsApp group.
I would do that.
We're in the same WhatsApp group because I was going to say triple captain Haaland. Bam. I'm going to say 4-0. 4-0 Man City. 4-0
to Man City. Yeah, guys, I think it could be 5, guys. I think it could be 5. It's at the Etihad, guys, or the empty head, as they call it. It's the empty head. So I'm gonna say 5-0 to City. If you don't captain Haaland, you are making a big mistake this weekend, guys. 5-0 to City. Pum's 4-0. Aman saying 3-0. Darren saying 3-0. Arjun obviously has to go different and go left and say 1-0 to Bournemouth. The next game is Brentford versus Man United at the it's called the Vitality Stadium, I think. Right? Yeah, sounds about right. Yep. Vitality Stadium. Claudio is in London. He might just pop in there. Claudio on tour. Maybe let's send him some funds for the game. Maybe he could just get some nice picks. But guys. Yeah, Wonga, what is your prediction for this one?
2-0 to Brentford.
Okay, cool. Claudia, what's your prediction for this one?
Is that what you're saying? Wanga's in and out. 2-0, done. Boom, quick fire.
Listen, Claudio, I've asked Wanga for quick predictions. He only gives one prediction. That's quick. This one. It says a lot about the man.
It does.
Claudia, what's your prediction for this one?
Brentford, Man United. Gosh, man, I don't know. Like when you're looking at it and you're considering the fact that the preseason that Man United had. I know preseason is very different to the real situation. Simulation versus real life is very different. But guys, Brentford. We also know these startup clubs. They got a stinger. They can come around. Whoopang. I'm gonna say a draw. I'm gonna say a 2-2 draw.
Okay. No, that's interesting. Yeah, what do we have there? We've got wait, let's check. Brentford. Darren says 1-0 to Brentford. Pum says 3-1 to Man United. Arman says he would love Brentford to win because he's a Brentford fan. 2-1 to United. Arjun says 6-0. I say for this one, guys, it's gonna be a 2-1 victory to Man United. I think obviously it's obviously a wake up call for Ten Hag, and I really do hope that he doesn't start McFred in the midfield. I think that is the Achilles heel of the team. I think that's where the problems come from. I think just in terms of going forward defensively as well, that's where the problems come from.
But what did you think about him starting Eriksen up front? And I mean, obviously resting Ronaldo, that's a bit of a power move there, considering he wasn't, regardless with everything. But I mean, playing Eriksen up front.
He wasn't fully fit. Ronaldo wasn't fully fit.
I think but you're saying 2-1 to United. So how do they do that then?
No, you'll see. He has a plan up his sleeve. Martial might be fit for the game, so which does help because obviously he's been the informed player, and I think Sancho only came back last week Thursday from an illness, which didn't help the team. But I think Ronaldo with another week of fitness, he's gone up to a bit more to better fitness because Ronaldo is lagging in the fitness department. He's a goal scorer. But fitness, you can't just become fit all of a sudden. Yes, he's a fit person, but match fitness is a different story. So I think another week of training has helped Ronaldo for this game. Cool. Let's see. Oh, the big game. This is a humdinger. Antonio Conte returning to Stamford Bridge. Wonga, what's your prediction for this one?
Yeah, because of that, I think it's going to be a very tight game, that one. Harry Kane, Harry Kane, Son, obviously up there, top strikers. I think, the top one. What did I say? I would. Yeah, let me go with Pums. We don't want any of them to win it. Let me go with Pums and say 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
Wait. I just want to just catch up on some of the other predictions that I missed from the other people that gave us late prediction. Mkumpe is saying 2-0 to United, and then Darren asking about why not Rashford up front. Rashford doesn't do well as a central striker. He doesn't have the characteristics. Doesn't hold up the ball well. But yeah. Claudia, what are you saying since Wonga is doing his conditional predictions and what he wants for his team and not thinking about how football is played? What do you think?
I don't. First and foremost, I do not see Spurs losing. They will not lose. I think Conte got his business done early. He's had pre-season to work with the squad. They know what they're doing. Chelsea is the complete opposite on the other hand. Tuchel was crying during preseason. They're trying to bring in late signings. If this game came late in the season, maybe I'd lean towards Chelsea having a bit of an advantage playing at Stamford Bridge, but that's not going to be the case this time around. They'll be lucky to walk away with the draw, in my opinion, but I'm going to say 2-1 victory Chelsea. Spurs.
2-1 victory Spurs. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Pum says 1-1. Aman says 1-0 to Spurs. Richarlison to score off the bench. Arjun says 0-0. The game is going to be dead. Darren says 2-0 to Chelsea. I said Chelsea are toothless up top. Wait. Mkumpe is saying Kane will shine in this match. He goes with a 2-1 to Spurs. I say this game is going to be a 1-1. I think that Chelsea will definitely try to be solid at the back in terms of their defense, and then. Yes, they are a bit toothless up front. I think they are lacking a striker. I wonder who that striker will be. But I think it'll be but Barcelona doesn't want to let go of Aubameyang and Depay, and Depay looks like he's going to go to Juventus. So I think they'll try to hold on to Aubameyang. And also, I'd rather stay in Barcelona than move to London. The last game of the weekend is going to be Palace versus Liverpool at Anfield. Wonga, what's your predictions for this one?
I say, I think it'll be a 1-1 draw.
Okay, 1-1 draw.
No, why? He needs to say why. Why are you saying things like this? At Anfield.
He's you know.
I think Crystal Palace is a good team.
But
after the defeat, I think
they couldn't win at home. But they're going to come to Anfield and they're going to do something.
You guys saw Fulham what they did to Liverpool.
Claudio, have you seen?
But the pitch was dry. They're going to wet the pitch at Anfield.
Claudio, have you seen what Wonga does? Have you seen what Wonga does when you ask him for predictions for our teams? He gives it quick. Doesn't say anything. He just says quick. Other teams, he says a story. He says highlight. He says he's romancing highlight. I love highlight. Now it is 1-1.
Okay.
Zero logic behind this prediction.
No logic.
No. Listen, I think
more hidden hopes. You're trying to speak to the universe and hoping for something there, Wonga.
No. I was just trying to tick you guys off, seriously. But no, Crystal Palace, I think, have a shot. Yeah, I think, especially if they go. Look, it won't be easy because I know Liverpool always kick back after a win. But I think now Crystal Palace also, these are important games to them as well. You know, you can gain momentum. Yeah, Fulham have done well to do that. I don't think. I think Patrick Vieira would look at Liverpool as a bit wounded there. You know, I mean, there's the defense. Some of them are not looking on form. You know. And it's a good time to take advantage of that, you know.
But I mean,
I think they can take advantage of that. They've got a Wilfred Zaha versus Trent.
But they gave Man City a week before that a proper hiding. So now you're gonna say they're gonna no, Wonga. Enough of that.
Okay, come the weekend, we'll see. Come the weekend, we'll see. I'll say it again, 1-1.
1-1. Okay.
No.
So look, this is why it's not going to be 1-1. This is why. Is because firstly the pitch isn't going to be dry. Klopp will make sure it's wet. That's the first thing. Second thing, you know, he started Firmino because the man hasn't signed a new contract. They're still trying to lure the man in. Let's also not throw Nunes in the spotlight. Let's time to settle it. But I don't think he's going to do that on the weekend. I think Nunes is going to go right in there at Anfield. He's going to get the Anfield buzz, and they're going to be scoring goals, gents. They're going to have to. They have to. There's no way. So anyway, prediction is going to be, I like these ones coming in here, but I'm going to say 3-0.
3-0. Nice one. In the comments, we've got Darren saying 2-1 to Liverpool. Pum saying Palace 2-1. Trent not marking again. Arjun saying 1-0 to Palace. Nathaniel Klein scoring a goal. Mkompe is saying Liverpool to win 4-0. Then Arman saying Liverpool will be winning this 3 or 4-0. He's captain Salah. And then okay, Darren's sorry about that, Darren. Sorry. I'll touch on that one now. I think something that everyone has forgotten, guys, is that not the whole squad of Palace was in preseason together in Australia. So some of their players stayed behind, and that's due to the COVID regulations or COVID vaccine regulations in Australia. So some of the players stayed behind, and they took a team of first teamers and youth players. So I think that doesn't help Palace, and that's why against Arsenal, even though they played well against Arsenal and should have probably gotten a result because they missed some chances, but they just won't be gelling as quickly as the other teams. And I think at Anfield, guys, it's Anfield. They've drawn the first game. Anywhere else, maybe at Selhurst Park, I would have given Palace a chance. So I think this game, it's a 3-0 to Liverpool. But yeah,
thank you, Selo. That's logic. That's pure logic there.
Now let me come back to Darren's prediction there. Darren's giving us a prediction for his beloved Leeds United, guys. Leeds, we almost lost Leeds by a point, I think it was last season. But he's predicting 2-0 to Leeds. I think they are resurgent. I think it does help the fact that they have maybe solidified at the back because they were obviously quite open at the back. But gents, it's been a good show. I can't believe it. We've already reached 1 hour, guys. We've already reached 1 hour with our technical difficulties, guys. And guys, I just want to say thank you to everyone in the comment section. You've been amazing. You've made this show amazing. I really love it. Aman saying 1-1 leads the Leeds Southampton game. Pum saying Southampton are winning. So yeah, that's some good predictions. I love the engagement as well, guys. Keep it coming, 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 guys. Let's keep it coming. It's the first show for the season. You know what happens.
Also, don't be too upset if we were rusty. I mean, Settle didn't take us on a preseason.
Sorry, I didn't take them on a preseason tour. Sorry, guys. So they are a bit rusty, but we will come right. I think Claudio also is still on tour, so maybe we'll have a different background next week, and then Wanga will have a different beanie on next week as well. And yeah, and Nick will be back next week, and hopefully the other guy from North London will also be back next week, guys. But let's try to remember, guys. Let's try to remember. How do we end pre-match Muti on a Thursday night, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Stop it.
Stop it.